The Link-Belt 800X2 is a large hydraulic excavator that's sold in North and South America, and it's got an operating weight of over 80 tonnes. Unusually for a model that's in the colours of an original equipment manufacturer, this one comes in a Conrad branded box with just a small label indicating the model inside. There's no information about the real machine, and when you look inside the box the model is complete, so there are no assembly instructions required. Getting the model out is straightforward, although it's a tight fit in the box, but the thing that strikes you is how heavy it is because it's nearly all metal. If somebody breaks into your house wanting to steal your model collection, then use this one to give them a swift bit of link belt treatment on the head. There's not too much in the way of detail underneath, but it's interesting to see that the model number on the casting is 2912, which is the older Case CX800 excavator. The metal tracks are mounted on large metal track frames, but there are no working rollers on this model. The model has detail within the casting, such as panel door handles, but the grille that you see here is formed by graphics. The metal handrails are good and strong, but they appear a little bit different from those shown in link belt documentation. The counterweight is a solid piece, it's not removable like on the real machine, but the link belt graphics are very sharp and clear. On the front side of the model there are more metal handrails, and these seem more accurate to the real machine. The cab is good with some interior detail. There's a metal walkway outside, and there's a plastic debris guard and lights on the front. Up on top the walking surfaces are all smooth, but there's some good detail around the boom foot in terms of hydraulic pipes and hoses. There are more hydraulic lines across the connection of the boom and the arm. The cylinder jackets on the rams have a very good colour match with the metal parts, and the brass rivets look okay but probably would have been better painted. Interestingly, some of the connections on the bucket are painted, and the bucket itself is a big metal piece with good teeth. As usual, we'll start the test with the crawler tracks first, and they won't roll on a smooth surface, but you can move them very easily by a hand, and they're also tensioned by means of a spring-loaded idler. Trying the tracks out on a rough surface is a good news story though, because they roll very well indeed on a rougher surface. One particular feature of the crawler track system is that the frames are extendable, so they can be narrow for transport, or when they're out on site digging you can open up the tracks to a wider formation. Also working well is the rotation of the body, which is smooth without being too loose. Moving on to the all-important digging function, and the movement of the arm and the boom is good, and the range of movement seems to be on a par with that of the real machine. The cylinders are really quite stiff, so there's no problem the machine holding any pose that you want to set. And also, if you want to fold the machine right up as if you're going to perhaps put it on a low loader, then it does that pretty well too, and folds up to quite a small shape. For anybody that likes to dig deep, then the range of movement is pretty good for digging below the level of the machine, so the model will pose well up on a stockpile or a bench or something like that. It's good to see a model of a machine from a smaller North American manufacturer, and Conrad have certainly produced something very strong and robust. The detail level isn't perhaps the highest, but you certainly get a slug of metal for your money. If you like big excavators, then this model is recommended.